for another edition of our Lyme Awareness Month educational series. Basically, today, rather than diving into the nuts and bolts of how we get sick, I actually wanted to touch on two of the tricks I use to calm your nervous system down, or in this case, calm my own nervous system down. It's one of these things for me that's so important in healing, is because if we're in that fight or flight state, we're constantly trying to run away, or we're trying to fight to recover from whatever it is, whether it's Lyme or some stressor in our life, or we're in that stuck, frozen state. We really need to calm the limbic system, calm that nervous system, calm down the vagus nerve so that we can actually start healing. So that's one of the most important things. And in addition to that is we always want to be the most resilient host we can be. So if Lyme or some virus come in our direction, we want it to turn and run away, right? So when we're calm and we've got this optimally functioning nervous system, what an it just changes the game. So whether we're sick or whether we want to be ready and resilient in the in the case that we get exposed to something, these are two tricks that are going to really help. And so number one is something that I use earlier in the day, something where I want to get a little more energy, but also maybe I need to de-stress a little bit in the middle of the day. It's more of a moving exercise. Um, and this is something called shaking. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this before. It's really not a big surprising thing. But shaking is a way to calm the nervous system, improve circulation, get oxygen moving throughout the body. We can release muscle tension and improve flexibility by doing this. And it also allows us to kind of emotional blockages and promote that emotional healing that is so beneficial to our immune function without having to live through all these things, right? And then it really helps with that mind body connection. So I'm going to show you real quick just a way to do it. I typically do this earlier in the day, like I said, or if I get stressed out in the middle of the day, and it is exactly what it sounds like. We're just going to shake and just kind of hang out. Do this part of my morning routine. I also do this again, like if I, getting a little stressed around lunchtime or whatever, we just hang out and you can kind of do whatever you want to do while you're doing it. Some people like to start shaking their legs out and just kind of do whatever it feels like. Now, I know that some of you may, if you've been, and I just keep doing that 90 seconds, 2 or 3 minutes, and a lot of times you'll feel that involuntary breath and release of a lot of tension. So you get a, that happens. But one of the other things is if you can't do it standing up, you can do it sitting in a chair. You can kind of just bounce up and down, groove around a little bit. You can actually do this lying in your bed. And certainly some mornings I'm just kind of a little kind of feeling stagnant. So you could certainly just do this in bed. So it doesn't, this is something that anybody can do. And there you go. You just kind of get that involuntary need to take a nice deep breath in there. And that can be really helpful. I find this great throughout the day. Now, one of the other things, so that's shaking. So you can do it standing, seated, lying. You can do it all three if you want. A lot of times after I do this, I'm going to calm down. I'm going to sit, just take some breaths and relax. Just breath in and a breath out, and just be present with it. Because I feel very, not only a little vibrating right now, but actually very, very relaxed. So for the next part, something you can do a little closer to bedtime, or if you don't have the opportunity to do a bunch of shaking, is alternate nostril breathing. And this is a great way to balance the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. It's also, hey, if you're stressed out in the middle of the day or before you go to bed, this is a nice simple one to kind of bring you into balance. And the way to do that, we're going to literally breathe in through one nostril. We're going to close it. We're going to breathe out through the other nostril. Then we're going to breathe in through that other nostril, close that, and then breathe out through the side. So a lot of people, you can do it any way you want, switching this way. Some people do fancy hand things. I'm going to do it in a way that hopefully you can see, but typically we would just do it with one hand. And so you're going to pinch off the left and you're going to breathe in the right. Out through the left, in through the left. Out through the right. And you'll notice, like, just keep going. And I typically will do it with just fingers back and forth, but in through the right, out through the left, in through the left, out through the right. It's like, even for me, I'm a little congested. on the right side. And that'll happen throughout the day and it'll change. But this alternate nostril breathing, again, in through the right, close the right, out through the left, in through the left, and then out through the right. And I don't know if it comes through in the video. Already, I'm starting to have my right nostril be a little more open, and it's easier to do. So that's something you can do for 30 seconds. You can do it for 2 or 3 minutes. It's a really great practice to help balance that sympathetic and parasympathetic side of your nervous system, calm down just kind of everything overall. And it's a great, great thing to do before you go to sleep if you're having a lot of insomnia or you just had a tough day. We're going through those worries. So these are two tricks that I use all the time, and you can do them both multiple times a day. You can mix and match. Again, shaking can be done standing, seated, or lying. You could potentially do it upside down or kneeling if you if you really want to, and try some alternate nostril breathing to help balance out the nervous system. So I hope that these two tips help you calm your nervous system. Try them out now. Let me know in the comments if how they are for you. Let us know any challenges you have or any amazing benefits from it too. And again, this is Lyme Awareness Month, so we're going to be going over every day a little bit of the education of how to prevent Lyme in the first place, from tick bite prevention through acute treatment, and then what to do if we do have chronic symptoms. We'll be diving a lot into that. But interspersed, I want to give you these little healing tricks that you can use at home, integrating it into your everyday life to help yourself be more resilient, more happy, more calm. And this also is calming to the nervous system, which then allows your body to have an immune boost so that you're more resilient and you can recover more quickly. So enjoy this. If you're interested in more information about Lyme disease, join us for the Healing from Lyme Disease Summit. It's a free online event, May 9 through 16. The link is in all of the comments from or in the yeah, below the video in the YouTube, and the description is the word I was looking for. In the description for YouTube and Facebook and for Instagram, just go up top to the bio there and you'll have a link there. And for any providers who are paying attention out here, or any patients who have providers who are looking for more education in this, we have a mentorship group that we meet several times a month, and we have one of those online similar to Facebook group, and that is a place for us to get real-time feedback while we're treating people. So if anyone's interested in learning more about that, just check out tommorcroft.com/mentorship. And again, thank you all for joining me, and enjoy the day.